Your house is gone. Flood, fire, foreclosure. Doesn't matter why, it is gone. You are sitting in your vehicle in a parking lot at 9 in the evening with whatever you could grab. Your phone has 30% battery. Your gas tank is half full. You have no plan, no shelter, and no idea how long this is going to last. What do? That is not a hypothetical. FEMA estimates that on any given night, over 500,000 Americans are homeless. After Hurricane Katrina, over 1 million people were displaced overnight. After the Marshall Fire in Colorado, 1,000 families lost their homes in a single afternoon. For every one of those people, the first night looked exactly like what I just described. A vehicle, a parking lot, and a question, now what? There is one thing about living in a vehicle that nobody puts in the van life videos. It happens over 200,000 times a year in the United States. Every 3 minutes, around the clock. It destroys everything you own in under 10 minutes. And it costs $15 to give yourself a fighting chance. I am saving that for the end of this video because every other rule on this list is useless if rule number 8 fails. I am Max, and today on Outfox Apocalypse, we are covering something a lot of you have been asking about in the comments. How long could you actually survive living in a vehicle? A camper, a van, an RV, the back of your SUV if everything goes wrong at once. Whether you are already doing it, considering it as a bug-out plan, or just want to know how it works in case the day comes, this video gives you 8 rules, organized into 3 tiers. Tier 1 is for everyday vehicle living, the basics that make it livable. Tier 2 is for bug-out situations, when you need to move fast and stay invisible. Tier 3 is for grid down, when help is not coming and you are on your own for weeks. Each tier builds on the one before, and Rule 8, the one that quietly kills people in their sleep, ties all of them together. Let's start with the basics. Tier 1, everyday ready. These 3 rules apply whether you choose van life, whether you are living in your vehicle temporarily, or whether you are just road tripping in a camper for a few weeks. They make the difference between miserable and manageable. Number 1, the 60 square foot kingdom, space. The average camper van gives you about 60 square feet of living space. That is smaller than a prison cell, and unlike a prison cell, nobody is handling your food, water, and electricity for you. The rule, every item in your vehicle must do at least 2 jobs. A cast iron skillet cooks your food and radiates heat into the cabin for an hour after you are done. A 5-gallon bucket is a toilet with a snap-on seat, a laundry washer with a plunger lid, a water carrier, a storage bin for dry goods, and a stool. 5 functions, 1 bucket, $3 at any hardware store. If an item only does one thing and it is not critical, it does not get to live in your 60 square feet. Army roll your clothes, fold in thirds, roll tight, tuck the edges. Saves 40% of space compared to folding. Magnetic hooks on the inside of your doors for towels. A shoe organizer hung behind the front seats holds toiletries, tools, flashlights, first aid, and cooking utensils, where you can see everything at a glance. When every inch matters, organization is not a lifestyle choice. It is survival infrastructure. Number 2, the 1 meal protocol, food. Without a full kitchen, and in many setups, without a refrigerator, your diet has to change. And honestly, it gets simpler. 1 large hot meal a day, cooked in the late afternoon, eaten over the course of the evening. Not because of discipline, because cooking in a confined space is miserable, and doing it once a day is bad enough. Doing it 3 times is insanity. Your pantry becomes shelf-stable. Rice, pasta, oats, canned beans, vegetables, meat, dried fruit and nuts, peanut butter, honey, which never expires and fights bacteria through 6 mechanisms simultaneously, coffee and tea. That is 90% of what you eat. All of it stores without power. All of it is cheap. A cast iron skillet, a small pot for boiling water and cooking grains, and a slightly larger pot for soups and stews that covers 99% of everything you will ever cook. You cannot make oatmeal in a skillet. You cannot boil pasta in a skillet. 2 pots and a skillet, and you have a full kitchen. Add a single burner propane stove or a sterno can from Dollar Tree for $1.75. Clean burn, no carbon monoxide, works indoors, and you are set. If you can build a fire pit wherever you are parked, even better. Cook outside, eat inside, keep the smoke out of your 60 square feet. Number 3, the Navy shower, water. When your whole life has been unlimited tap water, you do not realize how much you waste until you are counting gallons. The Navy shower protocol. Turn on, wet your body, 15 seconds. Turn off, soap up, take your time. Turn on, rinse, 30 seconds. Done. 2 gallons. A normal shower uses 15 to 20. That is 85% less water. A 5-gallon solar shower bag, $8 at any camping store, heats water to a comfortable temperature in 3 hours of direct sun. Hang it from a tree branch or roof rack. Warm shower, gravity-fed, no plumbing, no electricity. For drinking water, a Sawyer squeeze or Life Straw gravity filter turns creek water or questionable tap water into safe drinking water. $15 to $30. Filters 100,000 gallons before replacement. Years of water for the price of a pizza. Golden rule, never run the tap at full. Fill a basin for dishes, fill a bottle for teeth. Every gallon you save is a gallon you do not have to haul. Those are the basics: space, food, water. Most people who try living in a vehicle fail not because of danger or weather, but because they never figured out these 3 things and quit after a week. Now we move to Tier 2, Bugout mode. Your house is compromised and you need to disappear into your vehicle for days or weeks. Different rules apply. Number 4, the invisible house, stealth. The single most important rule of vehicle survival when things go bad. Nobody should know you live in there. The moment someone realizes a person is sleeping inside an unguarded metal box with all their possessions, you become a target. Class B camper vans, Sprinter, Ford Transit, Chevy Express look identical to work trucks. That is the point. No stickers on the outside, no dream catchers, no curtains visible from the street. You want the outside of your vehicle to say, plumber at 2 in the morning, not someone's home. A construction hard hat on the dashboard, an orange vest draped over the seat, a clipboard. That combination makes your van invisible in any industrial area, parking lot, or side street. Reflectix cut to fit your windows with magnets, $25 for every window in a standard van. Doubles as insulation and total blackout. Nobody can see in, day or night. And here is something people forget. A running engine in a silent neighborhood is a loudspeaker that says, I have fuel and I have supplies. When things go bad, the less attention your vehicle draws, parked or moving, the longer you survive. Now, solar panels. If you mount a panel on your roof permanently, it signals that someone lives in there. That kills your stealth. Solution: a foldable portable solar panel that you deploy only when parked in a safe location and stow away before you drive. A 200-watt folding panel costs about the same as a roof-mounted one, takes 60 seconds to set up, and disappears completely when you are moving. Your van stays invisible. Rotate parking locations. Never the same spot 2 nights in a row. Apps like Parkrunite and iOverlander show safe overnight spots with recent reviews. Read the reviews. They tell you which lots are safe and which ones have had problems. But here is the thing, apps need signal. And signal is not guaranteed. So before you hit the road, spend 15 minutes every week browsing those apps and bookmarking spots in the areas you plan to travel. Build a mental map. Print a physical one. National Forest Maps and BLM land maps are free online and show dispersed camping areas where overnight stays are legal. When your phone has no signal, that paper map is the only thing telling you where to go. And a general rule for when you have nothing planned and nowhere to go, follow the truckers. Where big rigs park for the night, Flying J, Pilot, Loves is safe, legal, and designed for overnight stays. They have restrooms, hot food, and other humans around. Walmart parking lots work too. Most locations allow it, and they have lights and cameras. Hospital parking lots are 24/7 security, and nobody questions a vehicle there at night. And in a real crisis, churches. Parking lots are usually empty, quiet, and safe. You are not trespassing, you are surviving. Number 5. The grid in your pocket, power. That foldable 200-watt panel connected to a 100 amp hour lithium battery gives you roughly 3 days of power without sun. That covers LED lights, phone and radio charging, a small fan, and a 12-volt cooking setup. Total cost for the whole system, $400 to $600. That is your portable grid. Here is the decision that doubles your autonomy: skip the refrigerator. A standard RV fridge draws 40 to 60 amp hours per day. That is half your battery every single day for one appliance. Without a fridge, your 3-day battery becomes 5 to 7 days. One cloudy week does not mean darkness. A roof-mounted exhaust fan, something like a Max Air, is not the cheapest upgrade at about $150. But it solves 3 problems at once: pulls hot air out in summer, removes moisture in cool weather, and circulates air year-round. If you can afford it, it is worth every dollar. If you cannot, a 12-volt clip fan for $15 does 70% of the job. Number 6. The breakdown plan. Your vehicle is your house. Unlike a house, it can die in the middle of nowhere with everything you own inside it. A folding bike strapped to the back, $60 to $100, gives you a 15-mile range at human power when the engine quits. That is the difference between a 90-minute ride to the nearest town and a 12-hour hike. If you are in areas without cell reception, and you will be, a Garmin inReach Mini or similar satellite messenger lets you send an SOS from anywhere on Earth. $300 plus a monthly plan. Expensive until you are stranded on a dirt road in a state you do not know with a dead engine and no signal. Carry basic tools: socket set, jumper cables, tire plug kit, tow strap. Because AOAA does not service dirt roads, and a tow truck to a remote campsite costs more than the repair. And one more thing about mobility that most people forget until it is too late. Your vehicle runs until the tank runs dry. After that, it is a 60 square foot tent with wheels. Keep your tank at half, always. If you have seen my vehicle rules video, you know this already. And a 5-gallon jerry can in the back doubles your range when stations close. Fuel is not infinite, and the people who plan around that fact survive longer than the people who pray for a gas station over the next hill. Now, Tier 3, grid down. Help is not coming. You are in your vehicle for the long haul, and the world outside has changed. This is where the rules get serious. Number 7, the bolt down protocol, security. When services stop and desperation starts, your vehicle is not just a home, it is a vault, and you need to treat it like one. Deadlocks on your doors. Mechanical, not electronic. A deadlock requires a physical key, has no battery to die, and when installed on a van sliding door or rear doors, it is nearly impossible to force without serious tools and time. A thief wants 30 seconds, not 30 minutes. The time it takes to defeat your lock is your margin of safety. A steel safe bolted directly to the vehicle's chassis with hardened bolts. Passports, cash, documents, medication. A thief rummaging for 3 minutes grabs electronics and bags. They do not spend 20 minutes with a wrench under your bed unbolting a steel box from the frame. Diversion safes. A hollowed-out soda can with a screw-off bottom. A hairbrush with a hidden compartment. A book safe. $5 to $15 each. They exploit one fact: thieves look for what looks valuable. A can of soda does not look valuable. Your emergency cash inside it is invisible. And now, number 8. The rule I have been holding back since the first sentence of this video. The one that applies to every tier, every season, every vehicle. The one nobody puts in the van life highlight reel. The 3-minute fire. Your camper is not a house. A house has drywall, concrete, fire-rated framing. Your camper has a wooden frame, fabric upholstery, foam insulation, plastic panels, propane lines, lithium batteries, and 12-volt wiring, all packed into 60 square feet. Over 200,000 vehicle fires happen in the United States every year. That is one every 3 minutes, around the clock. 650 people die. $2 billion in damage. And those are all vehicles. For RVs and campers specifically, FEMA reports over 4,000 fires a year. The European Fire Safety Organization, CTIF, tested how fast a camper burns. From an open flame to fully engulfed, 3 minutes. Burned to the ground, 3 minutes. That is not a typo. You have 180 seconds from the moment something catches fire to the moment your entire home is gone and you are standing outside in whatever you were sleeping in. And fire does not care what tier you are in. It does not care if you are a weekend camper or a full-time nomad. 35% of RV fires start from electrical faults, a bad wire, an overloaded circuit, a battery that vents hydrogen while charging. Another large chunk comes from cooking, propane leaks, unattended stoves, grease on a hot surface in a space where the curtain is 8 inches from the burner. Portable space heaters cause 1,700 fires a year, according to Consumer Reports. And in a camper, a heater tipping over means the curtain catches in 2 seconds and the wall is burning in 10. Here is what most people do not know. The fire extinguisher that came with your RV, if it came with one at all, is almost certainly too small and possibly expired. Most factory RV extinguishers are rated at 1 pound. 1 pound puts out a fire the size of a dinner plate. By the time your curtain is burning, a 1 pound extinguisher is a toy. You need a minimum 2.5 pound ABC rated extinguisher, $10 to $15 at any hardware store. Mount it within arm's reach of your sleeping area, not under the sink, not in the back cabinet, not behind 3 bags of rice. Within arm's reach. Because at 2 in the morning, in the dark, with smoke filling 60 square feet, you do not have time to search. Second, a battery-powered smoke detector, $5. In a house, smoke takes minutes to fill a room. In 60 square feet, smoke fills the entire space in seconds. Without a detector, you may not wake up before the smoke takes you. A $5 detector screaming in your ear at the first wisp of smoke gives you those 180 seconds. Without it, you might get 60 or 0. And here is a side note while we are talking about air quality in your vehicle. If your windows fog up when you sleep, and they will because your body releases moisture all night, that is normal. Open a window in the morning, air it out for 5 minutes, done. If you are living in a vehicle long term and moisture is building up day after day, a $5 container of damp rid and a small fan will handle it. But condensation is an inconvenience, not an emergency. Fire is the emergency. And $15, extinguisher plus smoke detector, is the cheapest insurance policy you will ever buy for a home that burns to the ground in 3 minutes. Let me give you the full picture. 3 tiers, 8 rules. Tier 1, everyday ready. 1, the 60 square foot kingdom. Every item does 2 jobs: 5-gallon bucket, army rolls, organize or drown. 2, the 1 meal protocol, shelf-stable pantry, cast iron, 1 hot meal a day, no fridge needed. 3, the Navy shower, 2 gallons, solar bag for $8, Portable filter. Never run the tap. Tier 2. Bugout mode. 4. The invisible house. Look like a work truck. Reflectix blackout. Portable solar, not roof mounted. Rotate locations. 5. The grid in your pocket. 200 watts folding solar. 100 amp hours lithium. Skip the fridge. Exhaust fan if budget allows. 6. The breakdown plan. Folding bike, satellite messenger, basic tools, because Doyele does not do dirt roads. Tier 3. Grid down. 7. The bolt down protocol. Deadlocks, chassis safe, diversion safes, layers of security. 8. The 3-minute fire. Your camper burns to the ground in 10 minutes. A 2.5 pound extinguisher and a smoke detector within arm's reach. $15, non-negotiable. Here is what I want you to do. Whether or not you ever plan to live in a vehicle, save this video. Screenshot the list. Because the day may come when your house is not an option. Flood, fire, evacuation order, economic collapse. And on that day, you do not need a $50,000 RV. You need a vehicle, a sleeping bag, a solar panel, a 5-gallon bucket, a fire extinguisher, and these 8 rules. Total cost under $400. Fits in any SUV, pickup, or minivan. That is your plan B, and most people do not have one. If this changed how you think about your vehicle, subscribe. The pack shares knowledge. That is how we survive. Comment below. Are you already living in a vehicle, considering it as a plan B, or did this video change how you look at the van in your driveway? And tell me, did you know your camper burns in 3 minutes, or did that catch you off guard? Everything in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. Vehicle dwelling laws vary by city, county, and state. Some jurisdictions prohibit overnight sleeping in vehicles on public roads. Always check local ordinances before parking overnight. Security and safety information is general guidance, not legal advice. Stay safe. Max out.